for you. Let us talk.
I'm thrilled to be able to introduce to you our first entertainer of the evening. This young man came on the New York scene about 3 years ago. He's here from his native land of Australia. He is now a New Yorker. He is also a Bistro Award winner and a MAC Award nominee for Outstanding Male Vocalist. I fell in love, madly in love. I'd been hearing all about this show that he does, that he won the Bistro Award for 2 years ago. And I'm not generally a fan of the traditional Weimar German cabaret style. If you can't tell, I'm a little more flashy, and I like horns blaring, and so sad guy with a piano player. Really, I was avoiding it, quite honestly. But good friends who I respect and love told me, no, you have to see him. He's captivating. I finally took their advice, and I have seen him as many times as humanly possible, because every time he steps on stage, he holds me in the palm of his hand. I can barely breathe through the entire show. I can't wait to see what he does next. You're going to see him now. Please welcome, wait, one more. He's got a show coming up at the New Gallery, and his cards have been passed out. So we'll talk about that later if you need to. You're going to want to see him. You're going to see him right now. Please welcome Kim David Smith.
He would raise that big black hat to the big shots of the town, who raised their hats right back, never knew they were bowing to black men.
So how do you feel about all the attention that you're getting, and just being that person that's blazing a new trail in the U.S.?
Well, I'm one of those people who enjoys attention.
Yes.
So it's been pleasant.
So when you're working on a show, what's the process that you go to put a show together?
Well, I reference my iTunes, and I select the play count option, and lists everything as to how many times I've been listening to things, and I look at that. Everything that isn't Kylie Minogue, which it takes the top 50 selections. You just scroll down.
Little obsession.
We little obsession. I mean, I do some Kylie because it can't be helped, and it can't be
In
stopped.
French. It's the hottest thing I've ever seen.
It's in French. And I just sort of look at that. I reference that. I look at what songs I feel like come from me at any given time, because I'm not yet a songwriter.
You put your own twist on everything.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's a Kim Smith stamp on everything.
Yeah, and that's to be
And the cool
able.
thing is not that they're all the same. That's the amazing and difficult thing to do. He has a stamp and a signature style, but every single song has its own unique life in his shows. It's remarkable. I don't know
How do you come
what
about with that special twist?
Well, I mean, for instance, with Kylie Minogue, I don't have synthesized anything. I have Stephen and a piano.
Stephen Ray Watkins, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, with the Kylie Minogue, we do, we just sort of mash, Confide in Me is one of the songs we do. We mash that with some Francis Poulenc, and just sort of like, I like to reference classical composers from the Weimar period, and just about, and we're going to sing a little something again soon that does exactly
Well, I don't think
that.
any of us will forget your performance at the MAC Awards last year.
Correct.
That was one of the best numbers.
It was a fun night.
Yeah.
We saw him on the MAC Awards, and from then on I was like, you have to be on our show, we have to be on our show. For a year we've been trying to get Kim Smith, so great.
He's been busy.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
So, what's coming up for you? What are you working on? Anything new?
I'm going back to Cafe Sebaski, which is really cool. That is in the Neue Gallery. If any of you have been there, it's a fabulous old Vanderbilt mansion that now specializes in German and Austrian expressionist.
Is it on 5th?
It's on 5th
Oh, I
and
know.
86th, and it is stunning. And
Stunningly
performing in that
gorgeous.
oak-paneled room is just too much,
Yeah.
almost too much for me.
What's the date of that show?
April 1st
April
is
1st.
the date of that show.
And there's a big dinner that goes with the show. It's
Delicious.
I'll be there.
So,
Teresa's coming.
here's a question. Have you done internet dating?
I haven't. I've actually only really, I've only had 2 very serious partners. They were both Aries. The first one was a girl. But we were both bisexual at the time. So we were very encouraging of each other.
The difference in the men in Australia to the difference in the men here in
Well, they're all uncut.
But you have a partner now.
Yeah, you're
I do. We've been together for 5 years. He's American. We met in Australia. He was singing, he's an operatic tenor. He's in Les Toiles at the moment, actually, at City Opera. It's really good. Went to the gala the other night. I wore white tie and tails for the first time.
Danced together.
We did. It was really fun. And actually, they had the whole the enormous gala celebration. They had the orchestra come and play while everyone had dinner, and then they played a bunch of waltzes. We got up, danced to the Sleeping Beauty waltz. I'm a crazed Disney addict as well as kind of a nerd addict, and so that I know relatively ancient man came and approached us afterwards, and he said, "Thank you." It was very dear.
45.
Thank you for that.
There are a lot of sexy men. I tend to like older men myself. I do, a little bit.
And thank you for that.
Yeah.
What about older butch women? No? So what did he say? He approached you?
He approached us and thanked us for going out there and dancing together, 2 men. And just because it didn't cross my mind at all. We're getting married. It's all very natural for us. And he just came and said, I wouldn't have had the balls when I was young to do that. It was a different time, and it was really beautiful to see that. It was suddenly made it more special than just dancing with my partner. Although dancing with my partner to an opera orchestra was pretty special. But that just kind of was nice.
That's very romantic.
That's very romantic, by the way.
You're very romantic. Sexy, isn't he? He's very charming and wonderful, but also he's very talented.
Such an artist. I adore you.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Why don't you sing again?
So, would you do another song for us?
Do it
Yes.
again. Do it again.
I love it.
Set me free, why don't you